Insurance companies are notorious for sending out their experts, and it is not my place to say what their intention is, but 9 out of 10 times they resulted in denials. It is super important that when you have your insurance claim, especially resulting from a lightning strike, that you contact your public adjuster, and your public adjuster should have a vast network of forensic experts and electricians that will help solidify your insurance claim.
You are listening to the Insurance Corner podcast. This podcast is presented by Florida Public Adjusting. Tune in to get tips, information, and valuable pieces of advice on how to best handle common problems homeowners face with insurance providers.
It happens in a blink of an eye. 1 second your house is bright and it's sunny midday, and then it's pitch black. One of Mother Nature's most potent weapons is a lightning strike, and it's really no laughing matter. Once you are able to understand what happens, it's important to know your plan of action. In today's episode, learn the ins and outs of lightning strike claims and how it could affect you, your family, and your property. Lightning strikes are very common in the state of Florida. We live in a tropical climate, and it is more common than not that homes and properties and businesses are affected by lightning strikes. Don't underestimate the damages from a lightning strike. They could be extremely costly and be a financial burden to you and to your business or your property and your family. So make sure that you understand that if you have experienced it, give us a call. We offer a free inspection. We don't charge to come out. We'll take a look at it, evaluate your insurance claim, and if it's a viable insurance claim and you are affected by this lightning strike, then we will represent you to make sure that you are fully indemnified. If you have experienced a lightning strike, you shouldn't take it lightly. There are times that things might not seem that they are affected, but in essence, they really are. So it is very important that if you have experienced a strike of lightning to your home, that you contact the public adjuster to do an inspection. Because while you might think that everything is fine, a month from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now, major appliances in your property, such as your AC system, pool equipment, everything starts to fail. So if you have been struck by lightning, don't wait, don't hesitate. It might not seem like a big deal at the time, but in the future, it could have a very long-term serious effect and costly effect. One of the policy provisions is to make sure that you file your claim in a proper time manner. Insurance companies are notorious for sending out their experts, and it is not my place to say what their intention is, but 9 out of 10 times they resulted in denials. It is super important that when you have your insurance claim, especially resulting from a lightning strike, that you contact your public adjuster, and your public adjuster should have a vast network of experts, forensic experts, and electricians that will help solidify your insurance claim. When you file an insurance claim for a lightning strike, it is extremely difficult to get it paid. So when you have lightning damage, the burden of proof is on you, and it's typically not as easy to prove. In this particular subject, when it comes to lightning strikes, having the correct and the strongest experts on your side will most likely determine the outcome of your insurance claim. Because 99% of the time, when it comes to lightning strikes, they are denied by insurance carriers. You need to have a public adjuster to represent you. You wouldn't go to court without a lawyer. Filing a claim without an adjuster is typically the same thing. The first question that would come to mind when you are filing an insurance claim for a lightning strike is why is the insurance company sending out an engineer or an expert? The simple answer is because they can. Insurance companies send their engineers to deny claims. They know that the burden of proof is extremely difficult when it comes to a lightning strike, so typically they'll send their engineers, and then all of a sudden what happens is, and not every single time, but 9 out of 10 times, it will result in a denial letter. And that is why it's super important to make sure you have a representative, and not just a representative, but a representative that knows and has experience with lightning strikes and has the networks in order to represent you correctly. It is important when you call your public adjuster that they have a serious network of forensic experts and engineers, typically an electrical engineer in this case, or if it's a burn mark on your roof, that you have a regular engineer. But regardless, Florida Public Adjusting has a vast network of forensic experts, engineers, and electricians who have been able to solidify the proof in getting our clients paid every single cent that they deserve after experiencing a lightning strike. In most policies, you will have coverage. However, the burden of proof is on you, And to get that covered, it is extensive work, and you need a public adjuster to do it. Even though a lightning strike is very unpredictable, there are a few steps and a few things that you could put into place to protect yourself before it happens. Right, when experiencing a lightning storm, make sure you stay away from open areas, from windows, anything that is giving a current to your home, any appliances. I know that when we were younger, we used to have, I don't know how many people still have phone lines that are installed into their house today. But one of those things, if you do still have a phone line that is attached to your home, stay away from it, because I had an aunt that she was flying around the room after being on a phone call. She's okay, thank God she survived, but it's very dangerous, and you don't ever want to experience something like that. So make sure that if you are in the midst of a lightning storm, which in Florida it's all around us, we have very tropical weather, to the extent that you'll be standing on one side of the street, it's raining, and the next side it's not. So if you are in, or you find yourself in a lightning storm, if you're outdoors, don't be near trees, don't hold anything that is metal. Try and just get to a covered area to protect yourself. If you are in your house, then be sure to stay away from any electrical appliances. Try and stay away from windows and doors, and just keep yourself safe. Everything, I think, except wood is a conductor of electricity and is prone to receiving lightning strikes when it comes from the atmosphere to the ground. So, don't clean your pool when you're in the middle of a lightning storm, because there's a very high chance that you will get hit by lightning and it won't be a positive outcome. You could stay away from anything. Water, don't be near water. Water is probably one of the biggest conductors of electricity. So do not be swimming. If you are in your swimming pool, get out of your pool. If you start to see even the slightest amount of lightning or hear any thunder that's nearby, just keep yourself safe, be sensible. Think twice before entering outside your property when you're going through a lightning storm, if there is a lightning storm out in the area. Something that you could do to protect yourself from a lightning strike is to install a complete lightning protection system to your home. Any damage that you have as a result of a lightning strike typically should be covered by the carrier if there is coverage on your insurance policy for lightning strikes. Lightning strikes are typically covered by your insurance carrier. You need to take a look at your policy to make sure that it's on there. I haven't seen a policy in my years of experience that do not cover lightning strikes or claims resulting from a lightning strike. It is imperative that when you have gone through a lightning strike to your property, that you hire a public adjuster right away. This is one of the coverages that are on almost every single insurance policy. If open peril policies such as a homeowner's 3, which is a HO3, a DP3, and then again, if you have non-open peril policy, most policies would cover lightning strike. The problem is proving that the house or your property was damaged by lightning is a lot harder than it seems. It's not as easy as a burst pipe or a regular stovetop fire or any other damage, or hurricane, obviously, but it is there, it is covered. And if you have been affected by it, you really need a public adjuster to represent you. A lightning strike is not like your typical insurance claim where you walk into a house and it's flooded, or you go into a charred down house because it was burnt down. A lightning strike is extremely difficult to prove, and it's very important that you have an experienced public adjuster. I once had a client that called us, and they actually filed the insurance claim on their own, and the insurance carrier denied their claim. They were claiming there was no actual physical damage to the eye when it came to, like, say, a fire or a burn mark, but there was damage to their pool equipment, which stopped working immediately after the strike, and a lot of their appliances. Now, the insurance company denied their insurance claim. We came in with our forensic experts, our electrical engineers, who were able to determine the causation, and in fact, it was in par with exactly what the insured had stated to the insurance company and then to us, and we were able to overturn their denial, and they got a full payment settlement for their insurance claim. And we have a vast network of forensic experts and engineers, electricians that will help your side to make sure that everything gets covered the way it's supposed to be and not the way the insurance company will intend it to be. Insurance companies are for-profit companies. They are there to protect their own interest. When you have an insurance claim, you need to have a public adjuster by your side to protect your interest. Anytime you file an insurance claim and an insurance representative or an insurance expert comes out to your property, they are being paid for and representing the insurance company. In our experience, when we deal with lightning strikes, insurance carriers send out their engineers, and you have to understand that when an insurance company sends out an expert of any sort, that the expert is being paid by the insurance carrier. Now, their job is supposed to be a non-biased position. However, unfortunately, again, in our experience, 9 out of 10 times when we have met with these experts at the properties, it usually ends up with a denial letter in the mail. A lightning strike damage can vary from minimal to exponential. It is super important that you are aware a house or a property of yours gets hit by lightning, that the lights go out or you start smelling burning, electrical burning in the wires, also smoldering in the attic. If you have insulation, which most houses, especially in Florida, does, that a fire could be starting, whether it's inside the walls or the attic. It is super important that you are aware and that you take the necessary steps to ensure that your house is safe after experiencing a lightning strike, to ensure that there is nothing further that is unseen that could cause serious harm or even death. So it's super important that when you have experienced a lightning strike, to take the steps, call an expert. If you smell any fire or you smell some sort of burning, it's okay to call the fire department. If there's an issue, they'll handle it right away. And then, of course, you call your public adjuster who will assist you with the filing and the settling of your insurance claim. Over here at Florida Public Adjusting, our network of experts and engineers and electricians have been key points in dealing with lightning strikes and getting the right coverage determination in order to carry that burden of proof to get you the results that you need to bring your house and your property back together. Some of the things that you may experience after a lightning strike is a shortage in electric. You have appliances that are failing. You have fire. You have burning. There are so many different things, smoke damage. There are so many different things that are affected by lightning. And it is super important that if you have experienced it, that you take the steps to mitigate it as soon as you can. When I meet the insurance representative at an insurance claim that has been affected by a lightning strike, some of the things that I take into account is to go through the different areas where it could be affected, whether it's the electrical panel, appliances, going through the HVAC system. We always get up on the roof to see if there are actual lightning burns and marks to the shingles or to the tiles. And that way we are able to help prove the causation. And it is a much quicker process in getting the claim settled. On every property that has been struck by lightning, it is super important that we get our experts out there to determine causation. In this particular subject, when it comes to lightning strikes, having the correct and the strongest experts on your side will most likely determine the outcome of your insurance claim. You file your insurance claim and you are, in a vulnerable state because you just went through something traumatic. You pay your insurance premium every single year. When you file an insurance claim, like everybody usually has high hopes. But unfortunately, after you've experienced an insurance claim and dealing with the representatives, I don't even have to say it. If you've done it by yourself, you know exactly what it's like. If you were affected by lightning and you go on your own, file an insurance claim and meet the adjuster of the property, a few key points to understand is that an insurance adjuster typically, and not all, but most of the people that will come to your house, they are used to going into a house that you could see visible damage. Some of the times when you are struck by lightning, your property is struck by lightning, you're not going to see physical damage. But there are damages that were affected by the lightning strike, which are covered and need to be addressed. While you might think that everything is fine, a month from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now, major appliances in your property, such as your AC system, pool equipment, everything starts to fail. So if you have been struck by lightning, don't wait, don't hesitate. It might not seem like a big deal at the time, but in the future, it could have a very long-term serious effect and costly effect. That is one of the reasons why you will end up with a denial if it's not proven correctly. Unfortunately, every single claim that we have represented at Florida Public Adjusting, after the insured has already contacted the insurance company on their own for a lightning strike, they have denied. With Florida Public Adjusting and our expertise and our experts, we have been able to overturn those denials and make sure that every single one of our clients were paid. One of the policy provisions is to make sure that you file your claim in a proper time manner. So next time you experience, or if you have experienced something and you're having difficulties with the insurance carrier, give us a call and we're here by your side. You would never go to court without a lawyer. Don't file an insurance claim without a public adjuster by your side to make sure that the claim is properly represented and that you get fully indemnified for your loss. Some of the most common damages that we find after a person has experienced a lightning strike to their property is their appliances go bad. And we're not just talking about a toaster oven. Lightning strikes do not only affect the small appliances in your home, but can affect major appliances as well, which would add up to serious sums of money and will be extremely costly, such as HVAC systems, pool equipment, generators, jacuzzi, any kind of elements that are run through electricity, like the electrical panel. That's not cheap. To change an electrical panel costs you somewhere between $7,000 to $10,000, just depending on the size of your home. Just a typical 1,800 to 2,500 square foot home. But if you're talking about a 5,000 to 10,000 square foot home, you're looking at a much larger expense. So you don't want to take it on by yourself. It is important to call a public adjuster to do a full analysis on your property and your appliances to make sure that nothing was affected. If you have experienced a lightning strike to your home, not necessarily would you experience the damages immediately. Over time, because of this lightning strike, things start to fail a lot quicker. So your refrigerator will stop working, your freezer will stop cooling down the way it is, your AC system would not work as efficiently as it's supposed to. The house is getting hotter, it's not cooling down properly, or your refrigerators don't work, your freezer starts to break down, your oven or any other appliances will start to fail. So if you have experienced a strike of lightning to your property, don't wait for the appliances to fail 6 months from now. Give us a call. It's a free on-site inspection. We do not charge to come out. We will do a full analysis and a report on your property along with your appliances to make sure that everything is in the working order it's supposed to be. And if they are not, then we will be there to make sure that you are fully indemnified and paid for. Make sure you call a public adjuster who has experience, who knows how to deal with insurance claims when it comes to lightning strikes, and to make sure that we have everything in place so that if there are damages and it is affected, that it's filed correctly and in its proper time so that you are paid for. There are 3 categories that we like to categorize lightning strikes. The first one is a direct physical hit where the actual bolt of lightning passes through your home. The second one is a near miss where it comes close to your home, which you'll be able to see because things are sparking. And the third one is a ground surge where it sends a large current, much more than your house is used to, and your electrical is set up for, that comes through your house and just destroys everything in its path. A bolt of lightning that enters and passes through your home, this is the type of lightning that typically causes the most damage, including fire and charring to your home or your property, dwelling, anything of the sort. A second kind of lightning strike is something called a near miss, where the lightning strikes near your home but doesn't actually hit the structure directly. In this case, the damage as a result of a lightning strike is usually less. The third one is a ground surge, where it uppers the electricity currents that are coming into your house, which just blow your appliances. And again, appliances don't necessarily mean just a toaster oven or a refrigerator or freezer or a hair iron, but it would also include an HVAC system and things that are a lot more costly than just the small time appliances. Pool equipment, any generators could be affected. So these are also typically affected by lightning strikes, whether it's a direct hit or a near miss or a ground surge. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Insurance Corner. My name is Josh Solomon, coming to you straight from the offices of Florida Public Adjusting. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.